Hey guys, Critical Gaming here, and today I'm coming at you with the newly released Raid X4. This is the last RC5 mission. I've already done all the RC3 and RC4 quests, and you can find that video down in the description below if you want to see it. But this RC5 quest is rather easy. You don't need like too many meta units to beat it. Any decent 7-star team will do just fine. And this quest is the mission where you get the last materials for Avani and Mikhail spheres. And those spheres are required tag with their extra skills, so they're really important to get. And the spheres are good too. Avani's sphere is 50% attack, 50% spark, and a chance to inflict random status ailments. And Mikhail's sphere negates elemental weakness damage and gives 5 BC a turn, and gives 30% HP and defense, I believe. And those are really good spheres even if they're not on the units. Elemental weakness resistant spheres are always needed and they're pretty good. So I'm just going to talk about my squad and maybe some alternatives you can use. I took Haley lead. Haley is really broken for her BC/HC on leader skill and her Ares type effect on it, and also the 30% all stats is always welcome. She also boosts damage with 150% BB and SBB mod, so that's why she's a great raid leader. The damage and the survival's there. Corzan does the same thing. He has 80% attack, I believe, when his SBB is full. Or when everyone's SBB is full, they gain that attack buff, which makes normal attacking very good with like Avani's UBB. He also gets 40% HP and attack, and when you take damage, your BB gauge boosts, which is really important. It helps your BB gauges get full if they're not already. I took Zeruiah for BC/HC and all the elements. All the elements is really important to have in raid because all the body parts can be different elements. I took a Dea instead of like other mitigators that are seen as better, like Krantz or Gazia, because they clash with units in the squad. And a Dea didn't really clash with anyone, so I thought she was going to be really good for this quest. Same thing with Rena. I took her instead of like any other BB on hit because Rena also has HOT and she can inflict counter status ailments. And those are both really useful with Avani's BB because she gives 140% extra attack to units that are inflicted with status ailments. So you're doing a lot more damage if you keep Avani's BB and SBB buffs. And I chose Avani as my spark buffer because I always choose her as my spark buffer. I think she's the best spark buffer. And alternatives though could be like Chrome. Chrome can easily replace Avani. And Chrome, the benefit Chrome has over Avani is the fact that Chrome's SBB has the BB on spark, which is very useful, but with Avani it's not very auto battle friendly because you have to keep switching. Rena can be replaced with anyone that gives BB on hit. Like Bestie even works, even though she's kind of old. Dea can be replaced by Krantz. I wouldn't say, if you're going to take Haley, I wouldn't say Gazia because Gazia clashes with Haley in a very important buff, which is BB damage. And Gazia is also really difficult to spark with, so he can be really annoying, and he's not really auto battle friendly in that sense. Corzan is probably a better idea to take an Avant friend, obviously. Avant does more damage, but it had been a while since I took Corzan to anything, and I kind of like his leader skill. He just helped me with the Paris EX trial, so I kind of want to use him more. Zeruiah really has no replacement though. She does too much. Like if you take Krantz, you'll be fine with light and dark buff, and then you can take Libera for the BB on hit, and you can take Griff instead of Corzan. You have all the elements, but Zeruiah can do it all in one unit, and it means you can take other units that are really helpful, and she's really hard to replace because of how good she is. So right now, fighting Misto Zerg, obviously really easy. But after this is when we get to Kamakichi, which is the global exclusive raid boss. And I'll kind of explain that fight a little more. Normal attacks finish off Misto Zerg because normal attacks with Avani is really good because her SBB gives +1 hit count to normal attack. And Corzan's leader skill, when BB gauges are full, gives an attack boost. So that's a lot of damage to normal hits, but Avani also, if her BB buff is activated, where you do more damage to status inflicted foes, then you get an extra 140% attack there, 150% attack from Corzan, 80 more attack from his leader skill, and the +1 normal attack hits means your normal attacks are doing a lot more damage than your SBBs are, without even activating like a UBB normal attack nuke buff, so that's really good. For this fight, Kamakichi inflicts paralysis and some other status ailments, so that's why Zeruiah is also good for a BB, and Adea also plays a good role in that, but Krantz can do the same thing, honestly. He has 4 body parts, and his claw, one of his claws inflicts taunt, which is really a downside for the normal attack. damage, but it's just fine if you just keep spamming SBBs. He has 4 body parts, and it's not really hard to keep your SBBs up. He does a lot of damage. He has this one attack that almost killed Jiruya in one shot, but she was saved by Bayorg's armor. So the rest of it's pretty simple. It's just SBB spam, honestly, and he does cast mitigation on himself eventually, but when it happens, it's pretty irrelevant because you can just let all the other people in the raid finish him off with their damage. And that's pretty much it for this quest. It's not too hard, but the spheres you get from it are very relevant if you have Avani or Mikhail, so you do need to do it. And you do get, I believe, 3 gems from finishing this, and that is rather good. So I think that's all for me. The damage just finished him off, and pretty good raid overall, but the only thing you can really farm from it is the last spheres. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a like and maybe even subscribe. So this was Critical Hit Gaming. Bye, YouTube.